This is the Outsunny two-person tent cot, an all-in-one sleep system that bundles a cot, a small dome-style tent, a thin air mattress with a foot pump, a bedspread-style cover, and a rolling carry bag. Key features on paper look great: elevated sleeping off the ground, mesh for bugs, a quick setup claim, and a two-person capacity with a listed 350 to 352 pounds limit. From my experience with this category, I always look for three things: how the cot surface feels over a full night, how the tent handles moisture and wind, and how realistic the portable and quick setup claims are. With this one, there's real promise in the cot and some major problems in the tent and accessories that you should know before you consider it. The cot base is the star of the package. It's a steel frame paired with 600D Oxford fabric, which is a dense, tough polyester commonly used in outdoor gear. It feels rugged to the touch, doesn't stretch weirdly when you sit down, and because there are no crossbars under your back, the surface stays smooth and comfortable. The whole system is heavy, about 45 pounds, and that heft comes mostly from the steel base. The upside is it feels planted once it's set on level ground. The downside is you're not carrying this far from your car. The tent canopy looks and feels like thin 190T polyester taffeta. That's a budget fabric often used when cost is the priority, not long-term durability or serious weather protection. The poles are fiberglass on this unit, not aluminum, and they have that rigid, slightly brittle feel when you flex them. Fiberglass can snap if you torque it during setup, and that matters because the top hub, the plastic connector at the apex, feels like basic cheap plastic. In my opinion, this connector is the weakest single part of the entire product. I pay attention to zippers and seams too. The tent's zippers are okay, but not confidence-inspiring. And the carry bag zipper has that stiff, grabby feel that says take it easy or it'll strip. The bag's wheels help on pavement or a smooth sidewalk, but at a campsite, they're mostly decorative. Setup isn't terrible once you've done it a couple of times, but the first pass can be confusing. Expect around 20 to 30 minutes while you figure out which pole goes where and how to seat the ends into the hub without overbending. If you're new to tent cots, the fabric sleeves can feel snug, and sliding poles through tight sleeves in thin taffeta makes me slow down because it's easy to snag and tear. From my experience, the learning curve is real. Once you've built it once, you'll be faster next time. Takedown can go either way. Sometimes it all collapses neatly. Sometimes the bundle fights you and the bag feels a size too small. It's doable solo, easier with a second set of hands. Sleeping on the cot is surprisingly solid. The elevation, about 16 inches off the ground, keeps you away from cold soil, puddles, and lumpy roots. The fabric doesn't dig into your shoulders or hips, and with a decent pad or blanket, it's comfy. The included air mattress, though, is a letdown. It inflates with the foot pump, but it's thin, loses air fast, and provides no real insulation. Air inside a mattress equalizes to ambient temperature, so in cool weather, it feels like a cold air sponge under you. In my opinion, using a real insulated pad or just sleeping on the cot with a good sleeping bag feels way better. Sizing is tighter than the product shops suggest. The system's outer length is listed at 76 inches, but usable interior length feels closer to around 72 inches. With a pillow, my toes push near the end if I stretch out. If you're 6 feet or taller, expect a cramped fit. Width is about 53.5 inches, slightly wider than a full-size mattress, so 2 adults can lie down side by side, but weight capacity and shoulder room make it more of a cozy 2-person option. Weather is where the tent part struggles. Thin 190T taffeta without a real rainfly is a recipe for leaks. Morning dew can seep through, and steady rain goes from annoying to miserable fast. The canopy design doesn't drape enough to shed water off the sides of the cot platform, so water can track down and wet the bedding from the edges. You can throw a big tarp over it, but that starts to defeat the promise of an all-in-one system. Wind is another concern because all of the pole tension converges at that plastic top connector. If that hub fails, and there are reports of it cracking under normal tension, the shelter loses structure immediately. I'm cautious with any fiberglass pole system that leans on a small plastic hub to hold everything together. Portability is basically car camping only. It's 45.1 pounds and around 38 to 40 inches packed length, which is trunk-friendly but not trail-friendly. The marketing blurb mentions backpacking. I would not backpack with this. It's perfect for a drive-in campsite, a festival where you park close, a spare bed on a deck, or a backyard sleepover. Getting it in and out of a vehicle is fine, but hauling it down a long, rocky path is not. An elevated cot platform works. I sleep better off the ground, and not having crossbars under my back is a big deal for comfort. The 600D cot fabric feels durable, holds shape, and doesn't sag much over the night. Ventilation with the mesh is decent in dry conditions, and bug protection is solid, as long as zippers are fully closed. When I ditch the included air mattress and use a quality pad or just the cot and a sleeping bag, the sleep experience improves a lot. In my opinion, the cot portion is the part Outsunny got right. I also like that you can separate the pieces. If you buy this and decide the tent isn't for you, the cot still has value on its own. The quick setup claim becomes more real once you've learned the moves, and that helps if you're setting up late in the day. It's perfect for quick, dry weather overnights when you want to stay off the ground and keep bugs out without messing with a ground tent and a separate cot. I'd recommend this for campers who prioritize an elevated, crossbar-free cot and plan to use it mostly in dry conditions. It also works for folks who want a simple guest cot with a bug screen on a covered patio or deck. If you live in a rainy area or often camp in shoulder seasons, I'd look elsewhere or plan to add a serious tarp setup over it. In my opinion, this is a mashup of a very good cot and a very compromised tent. The cot fabric and frame are the reason to consider it. They feel sturdy, comfortable, and genuinely useful. The tent fabric and hardware hold it back, especially the thin 190T canopy and the plastic apex connector that carries all the pole tension. The included air mattress doesn't help. Heat loss and slow leaks are common with pads like this, and it changes a solid sleep surface into a colder, softer one that sags overnight. If you like the elevated concept but need reliable weather protection, a modular setup makes more sense. A tough, separate cot plus a proven 3 or 4 person waterproof dome tent. That combo gives you better headroom, real rain protection with a proper rainfly, and space to stash gear inside. Also, don't confuse this tent cot combo with Outsunny's standalone folding cots. Those are different animals with different strengths. From my experience, the Outsunny 2-person tent cot is best when used as a dry weather, car camping cot that happens to have a bug-proof canopy. Treat the tent as a fair weather cover, bring your own insulated pad, and you'll get the most out of it. If you need a dependable shelter for rain or wind, this isn't it. I will leave all the information about the Outsunny 2-person tent cot in the comments. I hope to see you again in the following videos.